It may or may not come as a shock to many of you listening that I don't put much stock into retrograde. Now, I'm not saying there isn't any science behind it, but what I am saying is there is enough going on in my life on a day-to-day basis that I kind of don't need a retrograde that occurs every what feels like 4 days impacting it. But I posed a question on my Facebook page about what you guys wanted me to read into next. The retrograde was chosen. It's 11:29 p.m. where I am right now, and this retrograde is supposed to hit in less than 30 minutes. So those cool little edits that I normally do, pretty much out the window for this. I am going to do my gosh darn it to get this reading out for all 12 signs on the day this retrograde begins. Let's get started. Well, hello my beautiful Gemini and those of you spying on your Gemini counterpart. If you are new to my channel, my name is Marcia, and if you are not new, well, welcome back. First things first, subscribe, and hit that like icon. Now, if you are new to my channel, just know that I talk rather quickly, and I try to keep these things under 10 minutes just because I don't like talking about things for too long. So, we are here to look into your retrograde, Gemini. Let's see what's going on with your retrograde. How's this retrograde for you? Show me, Gemini. Ooh. Ritual. Gemini. Some of you have avoided some rather taxing situations. Some of you have chosen to avoid, and some of you have chosen to overly embrace. Now, I really feel there is a middle ground in terms, okay, I'm going to say this and then you'll in terms of wrongdoing, meaning some of you have walked a very nomadic, wanderlust, free-spirited, devil-may-care type of lifestyle, and others have heeded the advice of everyone and their mother and never really ventured out on their own. This is your awakening period. This is your awakening period. Your follies, with this retrograde, your shortcomings are going to be laid out on the table for you. You will see the errors of thinking that you can just get up and go, or thinking that you can leave situations for someone else to clean up. And you're also going to be faced with a dilemma if you have not risen to your own cause, if you have not used your own mind, your own moral fiber to kind of make some definite decisions in your own life. So this is for those of you that have practices and principles in place, but your own thought process, you don't use that. Meaning, Gemini, it's crazy. It's two sides of a coin. It's crazy that you got this card as well. Look at the card. Look at it. Look at the two. Gemini. This is almost like your kumbaya moment. This isn't going to be fun. This isn't going to be pretty. It could be somewhat slightly embarrassing. But it is going to show you. For some of you, you are going to be rocked to your core and be like, what have I done? I mean, for both of you, whatever half you decided to be on, the half that is devil-may-care, or the half that will not think and act for themselves, whichever one you're going to, during this retrograde, you're going to be like, what have I done? When you come out of it, you're going to be like, wow. Show me Gemini and this retrograde. We got the Page of Pentacles. Some of you are not understanding why your manifestations are not working out. The Messenger in reverse, or the higher the Messenger in reverse. Wow. Some of you feel you should be rewarded for being on the straight and narrow. And others of you feel like you should be rewarded for taking the off-beaten path. The problem is with both of these situations is there is no balance. There is no balance. Little risk, little reward. Page of Pentacles, the Hierophant in reverse, or the Messenger in reverse, as this card says. For those of you, and let me just say this like this, because I'm probably not going to be able to tiptoe over my words for much longer. Some of you are going to be faced with a death, or an unveiling. Let's say that you go to a church, or you follow a certain principle, or something, anything, a certain leader or a certain sect or whatever. During this retrograde, their house is going to come crumbling down, meaning what you thought you knew in this almost cult-like presence, or this cult-like manner of way of living, you're going to start questioning it, because there are cracks in the surface. You're going to start seeing the way that you were molded to do things aren't suiting you. They don't feel right anymore. They don't feel, it doesn't feel like you're living your purpose. For those of you that are off the beaten path and wondering why am I not getting the things I want? I'm free, I'm this, I hope you're not avoiding the word reckless, because you're reckless. For those of you like this, understand that you don't have to, quote unquote, pick a side in life, but you do have to pitch your tent somewhere overnight. Meaning you're going to, no one's asking you to sign on a dotted line of anything, but it is saying be accountable for your actions. See, if you're going to go out and explore, but seek knowledge. See, for those of you that are living recklessly, you're living recklessly and avoiding facts. You're avoiding growing up. You're avoiding being accountable for certain things. You truly feel ignorance is bliss. And this, like I said, is going to come to the forefront. Now, unlike your counterparts who are playing it super safe and not moving at all, for you, it feels like someone is going to flat out just tell you. It feels like they are going to just go in and say, well, you do this, and it feels like, from what I'm looking at, it's going to come out of nowhere. There is no build-up for this. This is someone that you might not even talk to every day, or it may be someone totally new to you that you get acquainted with, and then bam, something happens. But I want to tell you this: your, not exactly transgressions, but your blockages need to be called to the front. That's literally the only way that you're going to make sense of certain things. That's literally the only way that you're going to be able to unpack certain things. When you act after this ritual, the card is the ritual card. After this retrograde, you're going to understand your reason for being. No matter how the cracks in your foundation get exposed, you're actually, I see you showing gratitude for it. You're saying, wow, I'm so glad I saw this now versus seeing it later. There is going to be a change in you. There is going to be a growth in you. There's going to be some sort of a leveling up, and you need this. Like you really need this. Let's see something. Show me Gemini. Show me Gemini for this retrograde. Confidence is your key to success. Now, I'm going to say something. This works both ways, because people who have that devil may care, wanderlust type attitude are not confident that whatever path they choose, wherever they choose to lay their hat or pitch their tent, they're not confident that that is the right thing. So they're always exploring, and afraid to commit. This is being afraid to commit. Now that we are full circle on both ends, it's a fear commitment. For those of you that have allowed your church, your parents, or whoever to make or your spouse to make every important decision for you, this is showing you that you are not confident in the direction that you want to take your life. Some of you don't feel you are responsible enough to handle who you are as a human being, as an adult. And it's going to be eerily telling. Confidence is your key to success. It is okay if you bump your head 80 million times. On 80 million and one, hopefully you get it right. If you don't, okay, maybe 80 million and two. You have got to start taking pride in your wins along with your missteps. And this is what this retrograde is going to show you, Gemini. I know this there's a slight chance this might have been confusing for some of you, or to some of you, because of the way I went around things. But I'm telling you, this is the key to understanding why your manifestations are not working, and this is the key to making sure that you knock them out of the park. Once this clears, once this blockage clears, there will be very little room for I don't want to say errors, but there will be very little room for a mindset that lacks accountability. All right. So Gemini, this was your retrograde reading. If you are impressed at all that I have been able to manage to have a mature and serious reading without all the pop-ups and stuff, I love it if you hit subscribe. Also love it if you hit that like icon. Like. All right. Now, if you're worried about this retrograde at all, leave a comment below and let us talk about it, okay? Let's talk about it. Until next time, have a good one. Bye.